Some of the most iconic cars in history have won the appreciation and love of car enthusiasts. But did you know these cars weren't designed exactly how we know them today? Even the most iconic cars have had a redesign. Whether it's because someone wanted to make the car more modern or just because they thought they could make it better, the companies didn't stop until they saw that the design was just perfect. Today, we are looking at 7 cars that had a change of design and began life looking very different. So let's get into the details. Lamborghini Diablo. Let's start with the Lamborghini Diablo, a classic car that made its debut in 1990 and was the successor of the iconic Lamborghini Countach. It was originally designed by Marcello Gandini, the 84-year-old maestro car designer who had worked for Lamborghini since the 1960s. The original design was very different from the final product and much more angular. But why did they change the design? Well, the car manufacturer was sold to Chrysler Corporation in 1987, who also funded the car development. The new management wasn't exactly happy with the design, which obviously made him unhappy, and instead commissioned their design team in Detroit to carry out the redesign. Diablo originally featured trapezoidal windows and sharp edges, which they smoothed out and softened. Nevertheless, Gandini did make his vision a reality in the form of the Ceseda Marauder V16T later on. The Diablo was one of the favorites during the 90s and was produced between 1990 up until 2001. Ford Mustang. The Ford Mustang, a legend in its own right, has been around since 1964. The car was designed to be affordable and easy to drive, which is why it quickly became a favorite among young Americans. And while some of the features of the Mustang have changed over the years, one thing remains consistent. This car is one of the most iconic cars in American history. In fact, it is the longest produced Ford car nameplate. In 1964, when it was first introduced to customers, the Mustang had a cat on its hood. But in 1967, Ford decided to replace the cat with an image of a horse because, 1, they thought that it would be more appealing to customers, and 2, because of 2 possible scenarios. The executive stylist was a fan of the World War II Mustang fighter plane, and so he suggested the name Mustang to Ford. Or a Ford market research manager came up with the name because his wife had recently gifted him a book called The Mustangs, which became his inspiration for the suggestion. The car even had a cougar instead of the current Mustang as the grille emblem. Other name options were Torino and T-Bird too, but Mustang came out as the most preferred one of all the choices. Porsche Panamera. Porsche has always been known for their sports cars, with their iconic 911 being the brand's flagship model. But in 2009, they made the bold move to enter the 4-door coupe market with the Panamera. Since then, the brand has struggled with the popularity of these new models and how they fit into its lineup. As the Porsche Panamera is the result of a plan to build a 4-door non-SUV car, it has always been in the cards for Porsche. In fact, they've been planning to do this since the early 90s. In 1992, Porsche designers drew up plans for a 4-door sedan that would have been available in 2- or 4-wheel drive. The design was developed further, and it came close to the production-ready level, but unfortunately never got off the ground due to various reasons. At that time, it was supposed to be called 989, but they didn't go ahead with the name. Instead, fixated on calling it Panamera. Mini Cooper. The Mini Cooper is a car that has been with us for decades, and it has always been a favorite among car enthusiasts. But when BMW bought the Mini from Rover, they decided to ditch the concept of the car that Rover had already made. Here's what happened. Rover had been working on a new version of the Mini Cooper, one that would still have its iconic retro design, but would be more compact and have an impressive interior space. It was supposed to succeed the original Mini in terms of features and performance. When BMW bought out Rover, they decided to keep the old-school appearance of the original Mini Cooper, but made it even more premium. They also kept some of Rover's original ideas about this new model, like making it smaller than its predecessor and placing a rear engine in it. Nissan GT-R. The Nissan GT-R is one of the most iconic supercars on the market today. It has a long, rich history that has always been at the forefront of innovation in design and performance. Nissan wanted GT-R to be high performance no matter the time and cost it would take to develop it. Nissan was looking for a way to compete with Ferrari and Porsche. They wanted to create a car that would be faster than any other car on the market while still being able to seat 4 people comfortably. They also wanted to make sure that it would stand out from the crowd by having an aggressive look. They designed many different versions of the GT-R, some more aggressive than others. The design was finalized in 2006 and debuted in 2007 at the Tokyo Motor Show, where it was met with high praise from critics and fans alike. GT-R also proved to be iconic for Nissan both on the road and in motorsports. Bugatti EB110. When you're a designer as in demand as Gandini, it's not easy to get your designs rejected. But this is exactly what happened when he presented the Bugatti EB110 to Bugatti executives. Gandini's original design for the EB110 had a more angular look than what you see in this video. It had sharper lines and angular design language that incorporated a shovel nose and flared rear wheel arches. He even made some iterations with the design by softening the lines and revised the front and rear lights, but to no avail. The design wasn't approved, and they made Gandini do more alterations, which he refused to do. Bugatti then tasked Gianpolo Benedini to make the changes. He took some of his own liberties with the project and gave us a slightly more rounded version of Gandini's vision. This wasn't the first time Gandini's designs were rejected, though. His original designs for the Lamborghini were also deemed too radical and were changed significantly before being released as final products. But the rejection didn't stop him from creating masterpieces now, did it? Bugatti Veyron. The Bugatti Veyron was a supercar that took the world by storm. It was designed by Walter de Silva, who envisioned a more curvaceous car than most other cars. But the company decided that the design wasn't quite right for them, so they ditched de Silva's design and hired Fabrizio Giugiaro of Ital Design to come up with an alternative. The result was 18.3 Chiron. Veyron came out as the successor of the EB110 because Volkswagen AG had acquired the rights to use the Bugatti logo and trade name and had the design elements from both of the designers of 18.3 Chiron. The body shape is based on de Silva's original design, but with some of Giugiaro's touches, like the sharp edges and corners. So sometimes, the blending of several designs can create masterpieces like the Bugatti Veyron. So there you go. Now, whenever you come across any of these supercars, you will remember how they underwent a change of design and how dedicated the design team and management are to building cars that people dream about. Did you enjoy today's video? Tell us your favorite one in the comments section. Press the like button to show your appreciation and share the video with your friends. Check out our channel for more interesting videos and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.